So what is the real reason most Americans file for bankruptcy? You guys know? Take a guess.
Lack of planning.
Close.
Yeah.
Should I answer?
Is the health medical bill. So they said two-thirds of people who file for bankruptcy cite medical issue as a key contributor to their financial downfall. Or while the high cost of healthcare has historically been a trigger for bankruptcy filings. I came from Thailand, and I have to say that sometimes we only like $1 we can go to the hospital in Thailand for the elderly. But here, this country, oh my God, you have to wait for doctor to accept you as a client. And it's just like big and long process, and Siri will cover that part after because it's her expertise. And what most people do not realize, according to one researcher, is that the health insurance may not be enough to protect them. You guys agree that health insurance they only pay for other people, for the doctor, right? For the how to call the medicine, right? But not paying for us to pay for mortgage, to pay for living expenses, to pay for my daughter's activities. Hi, Elham. Welcome. If you can turn on camera, it's gonna be fun here. We want to see your beautiful face. So, some of you may not know that I used to be an LVN. I used to be in the facility when I was in medical, how do you call, collect the medical hours. So that facility is for low income family. And I see everything that I don't want anyone that I love to go through that. So when life happens, what people concern the most, guy, is number one, losing career or income, right? Because if you don't have the business that can generate passive income while you away from your job, so you're going to lose your income and your career that you have been built, right? Even though yesterday you make 200,000, but today if you cannot be able to work, then that income is gone. How about financial burden? Right? So Jessica, you know that like especially in California, the mortgage is about average 700,000, right? Compared to here, it's about two or 300. But over there is like two or three times. That's crazy, right? How about caregiver
Absolutely.
that burn out, right? Caregiver, especially women like us, that we don't have very risky life like men do, right? So we tend to have to be the caregiver to everyone around us, right? So I have client like my best friend that take care of her husband that just into a car accident. So she very burnt out and she's stressed. So number one thing is stress. So if you can hire someone to take care of your husband to do the hard stuff, like carry him to the bathroom or do something that heavy lifting, right? But we can do like maybe emotional support or just cooking. That's going to be better, right? How about recovering time? Siri just has client that got into car accident and she's a like top hair salon girl. So she has a lot of clientele. But once her wrist cannot be working, right? How can she do the hair? She just called me today. She has another episode of anxiety attack. So she's on the process of getting the long-term care pay out for her losing income. How about quality of life, right? So when main income, especially if that family, the main income has problem, it's gonna be domino effect to other people, right, in the family. So how can we protect this part? We need to learn and protect what you care the most. What you guys care the most. Maybe you don't have kids yet, but me and Steve, we don't want to have burden to our kids, even though like we expect that she can be able to take care of us when she grow enough or when we get old. But we want them to have their own life and have quality of life and we can take care of ourselves. What about your house, right? So Jessica, when you say American dreams, right? What people love the most is, oh, I have the new house and this is my American dream, right? But if you learn here today and tell them like, hey, not only that I say American dream, I can help you protect the American dream as well. Or
Absolutely.
if you husband and wife or girlfriend and boyfriend, you don't want anyone that you love the most, to go through stuff because what they go through, that's what you're gonna go through with them, right? So number one thing I learned from the past 10 years that I've been in the financial business is money can solve 99% of any problem. You guys agree that? Right? And I'm gonna show you the real case scenario. So how do you build your stable financial home? People come to me and ask me like, Pauline, I want to invest in mutual fund, in Roth IRA, in 401k. How do I choose? I want to have maximum return. I always ask them back, do you invest in yourself yet? Because you are the golden goose, right? If you golden goose, you cannot produce the golden egg, right? So what the most important part of your life is your income and yourself, your ability to earn money. So you need to protect yourself first. Before you go, I'm going to show you our successful story. Okay. I want to show you what, because I'm a very, very visual learner. Okay. So I want to show you this picture. Like when you build a home, okay, the most important thing is the foundation. You guys agree? If you don't have like stable foundation, how you going to build the stable house? They're not gonna collapse tomorrow, right? Number one thing is to save minimum 10% of your net paycheck, right? And then income protection. Because if you make 100,000 per year, for the past 10 years, the money come into your hand, it's about million. So what in the future, if you want to make more money, if you want to make another 10 millions in the next 10 years that come into your hands, you need to protect your ability to earn money. And then you're gonna have to learn about how money grow, how money works. There are only two things that money work for you is people work for money and money work for you. So do you want hold on a second. I'm always have IT issue. All right, compound interest, right? And then risk effect. How is your money going to affect with the risk from the market risk, from the inflation risk, from the tax risk, right? Because whatever that you earn, You know that you can earn 100% of whatever that you earn, but you need just to learn how, right? And then going to be income replacement, and then tax-free generational wealth. That is the complete financial planning that I'm going to tell you how rich people stay rich and how well people stay wealthy. Okay, so only this picture alone, that's the life hack. Okay, so let's go to successful story that I would like you to hear. So one of our agent, okay, let me show you. Okay. How come there's no sound? Oh, right here. I shouldn't have two screen, right?
She actually had Jerry that you end up having.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was last year that she actually had breast cancer, and she's. Can we give it up for her? By the way, breast cancer survivor. There's a ton of you guys right here on this call that the same. And I think Minnie was like 30 years ago that the same thing, and it's just crazy, wonderful things that Cherry and Jonathan are both doing right now in the business. It's just awesome, right? I mean, they had and how much, and she had an insurance policy with a living benefit. How much the insurance policy paid out?
Well, actually, I had a term which I was just barely paying for 2 years for 1,200. That's a half a million policy, and they gave me 2,100 for that.
Yeah, and then you had another policy.
And then I had another policy, which is an IUL, 8-year-old policy for a half a million. They paid me almost 400 for that.
400,000. Okay.
Yes.
So, very cool. You know, it kind of shows you the power of what we do. So, was it last year?
So this agent, she had breast cancer. And while you in recovery, I have about 3 claims right now for my client that if they have money still coming in, they don't have much stress and they can focus on recovering and go back to work. But because you know what, your income gone, but your bills not gone. You still have to pay rent, you still have to pay for mortgage, right? And you still pay for anything. So you have recurring income, but the income that you earn is not recurring. So the money from other people's money, which is insurance company, can pay you while you recovery, which is the good thing on the bad thing, right? So another case of mine that I want to share is one of my best friend's husband that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so she has been received $10,000 per month for the past 7 months because he had $500,000 of death benefit with long-term care. So he got into a car accident and his pelvic bone broken in half, right? So my best friend, the one that I mentioned earlier, had to take care of him in the first 3 months, right? So this is what I love, what I do, because I protect my best friend first, my family first, right? And another one that I want to show you, this is what I proud the most because this guy, he's a main income and he's a sushi chef. And one day he just got stroke. And the wife called me, hey, what should I do? the insurance cover me or not. And the first thing that she wants to know is how much and is it enough. So I said, don't worry, I'm gonna help you claim. So now they're in Thailand, getting massage like $3 per hour because his muscle need to be, recover, and still it's good, but he cannot go back to work anymore because some of his brain is not really working, right? So this is how much he getting paid, 6,000 every single month. So you look at this one. For me, all the middle class American, okay, not everyone has 300,000 in saving. You guys agree? $300,000 saving sitting in the bank or in the retirement plan? Not really. But from day one, they got 300,000. My husband walking towards me, so I think something
The mute is on.
is not good.
Mute. I'm getting double talk.
You need to disable one of the
I
terminal.
did.
This
Yeah.
one, no.
Yeah, I did.
No, it's not.
I cannot join.
Recording in progress.
This,
Oh.
so you guys hear me okay?
Now it's echo.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Here, that's better?
Better now.
Okay.
Yes.
So he got income replacement as he used to work as a sushi chef. So what I love the most about this case, because his daughter is in the medical school, last year of medical school. And even though she got a full scholarship, they still need to send her like the dorm expenses and the living expenses. So they use a part of this payment to pay toward for the last year of her school. And now she finished and graduate her school and then starting the resident career already. So if they don't have this kind of money, not only that her husband cannot be working and she needs to work double job, but the daughter last year of medical school, it will not be complete, right? So 99% of your problem can be solved with the money, right? And then 1%, I don't know, you can figure it out. But my part is to fix the 99%. So I would like to introduce Siri to you guys that she's very knowledgeable in about healthcare and about asset protection. So you guys can learn if you own a home and if you think about, oh, my parent going to qualify for Medicaid, so we don't have to pay anything. But let's see and hear and learn with us that how can you protect and how can you, one step ahead of the game. Thank you, Siri.
Thank you, Pauline. Okay, all right. My name is Siri Inoue. I am a licensed financial professional, and I'm actually in this business about like 5 years now, going on 6 years. So anyway, just to let you guys know, I used to be a realtor many years ago, 2005, that way back in time, even though I look young. Yes, I was a realtor when I was 12, I think. From my firsthand experience, I have to admit that when I got into the real estate business, nobody ever taught me about how to help our clients protect their American dream. And that's actually one thing that we want to focus today. Everybody working so hard. And American dream, one part is our home, right? Home sweet home. We actually offer people, oh yeah, you want to buy a home, things like that. But we forgot to protect their home, protect their dream. So let's see through this and think, how can we help protect our friends, family, also maybe our clients. All right, let me share some screen real quick. First of all, as Pauline said, the number one cause of the bankruptcy is actually from medical bills, right? And actually, I want to actually show you the article, one thing. And why we actually have to show you this kind of article stuff is because we want you to see this. We are not bringing the topic without any trace, any document to prove, right? So that's number one thing is this. When people actually get sick, get into car accident and things like that, what's gonna happen? It means that they cannot work. And when they cannot work, what's gonna happen? It means they don't have income. And when they don't have income, what's gonna happen? They cannot pay their bills. And the biggest bill in middle class in America is mortgage, right? And so that's one thing that I want to show to you that, hey, this is something that some people may not even see that far. Okay. From this article, it said that don't let long-term care derail retirement, right? But besides this is because 70% of Americans actually gonna actually have to use a long-term care some way, somehow in the long term after 65 years old. And one thing that we want to show over here is this, Medicare will pay for it. Oh, wow, it won't. Medicare cover only 100 days. And this is something that based on the real fact, not because we say so. I will have saving, I'll be fine. How many people that actually say that, okay, I put my money in the 401k, in my stock, in my saving, everything like that. Imagine this. I don't think that everyone try to save money to pay for the medical bills. We want to actually save our money for retirement to enjoy our retirement lifestyle. Do you agree? Right? And so what happening is that when everything happen in a long term, imagine this, $95,000 for semi-private room or more than $108,000 for a private room. It's very expensive, isn't it? Right? And then I will not end up in the nursing home. It's not true because they say the average annual cost of assisted living is about $64,200, and in-home care is about $60,000 to $80,000 based on seniorliving.org. And of course, this is the one last thing. I can give away my answer to qualify Medicaid. It's not that easy, right? I'm not quite sure, Jessica, you as in a real estate business, have you ever heard about the Medicaid thing and how people can actually get away from the Medicaid Recovery Trust program? Have you ever heard anything about that?
No.
Wow, okay. I'm so glad that actually can bring some very good information to you today. All right, so this is something that I would love to actually get to people to understand that many times what's going to happen is because of Medicaid can come after your asset if you actually use a long-term care or home health care. Okay, so let's move to the next one. This is something that my friend, one of the lady who actually approached me about a couple months ago, she got this document mailed to her home after her late husband passed away. And just want to, hold on a second, I want to expand the screen real quick. I cannot expand the screen. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
It's big enough.
Yes. Okay, you see this part here? Every single state have Medicaid recovery program. And this one actually Florida. Why? Because this lady lived in Florida. When her late husband passed away, this court document mailed to her home. Okay, and so what happening is because he was actually sick and disabled for about 11 years. Along that 11 years, we don't know what kinds of treatment he received from Medicaid. And then what happening is is about $457,833.43 cost of Medicaid cost. And if you don't have proper document, living trust, will, or anything like that, they're gonna come after your home, even though that's a primary home. How scary it is, right? But luckily, they actually got the proper document done, so they could protect the home. This is something that we want to talk about. It's not about you should have a living benefit, you should have long-term care, things like that. You also need to have proper document to protect your asset. And as a person who actually worked in the real estate business before, I have to admit one thing, that our broker that time never teach us anything. I learned this in this business. And this is something I want to urge people, that if you want to own home, you need to understand how to protect your home. If you are actually selling American Dream, it is good for you to learn more and help your client to protect American Dream. All right, next thing, I would like to actually share this screen real quick. Come back to this one real quick. This one here. Oh, give me 1 second. I need to share sound real quick. I forgot.
A lien will be put on your home to recover any benefits paid by Medicaid for long-term care. I had a client recently put his mother in a nursing home and apply for Medicaid benefits. The first thing they wanted from her, a copy of the deed for her home. Unless you are capable of paying $80,000 to $90,000 per year minimum for the nursing home bill, you need to plan early to preserve your assets from Medicaid recovery. One of the primary ways I help people to plan early to preserve their assets from Medicaid is to put their home in an irrevocable Medicaid asset protection trust. If your home is in a Medicaid asset protection trust for 5 years before you need long-term care, it will be completely protected from Medicaid recovery. I don't say these things to scare you. I say these things to get you to think. Medicaid laws and regulations differ from state to state, so check yours. But if you want more information like this, please follow my channel.
Okay, one quick thing I want to make sure that the Medicaid trust is actually have 5 years look back. It's not something that, once you get sick and you can get the Medicaid trust done and then you qualify right away. Every single state have different laws. So basically is each state you need to study how it works. And also one thing is, it's irrevocable. And what irrevocable mean? It means that whatever that you actually put on the document, you cannot take it back. Assume that you actually say, I'm going to give my house to my kid, blah, blah, blah. So what's going to happen is, if one day your kid not taking care of you and you say like, I'm so mad at my children and they're not taking care of me, I want to take the house back. You can't. Even that, the worst case scenario is your kids can kick you out of the house. That's the worst thing can happen, right? And so this is something that if you don't want to lose control, you need to do some homework. That's number one. Number two is, if you want to actually have to rely on the Medicaid and actually get mediocre treatment, right? Because, hey, free, you're not going to get, 5-star treatment. You're not going to get a very good nurse come and take care of you. You're not going to get the best doctor that you want. So is it better for you to actually have your own money to pay for the treatment, to pay for the service, but not coming out from your pocket? Isn't it better? Right? Because why? You don't want to pay $500,000 for the treatment. Correct? I would say this, if I'm going to be old, I'm going to actually be sick, at least I'm going to be sick and get the best treatment I ever can imagine. That's one thing that I actually wow for, you know what I mean? Another thing that we want to actually talk to you about this. Sometimes life happen from accident, like Pauline's friend. Stroke can happen. Cancer can happen, right? One thing that people actually don't even know, they always think that they're going to be so healthy, right? This is what's happening. Hey, our brain. Sometimes it doesn't happen to our body, that our brain, right? So this is something that I want to share with you guys. One of my dear friends, her mother-in-law actually got Alzheimer at old age. And she told me this, Siri, the medicine for the Alzheimer costs $50,000. Imagine $50,000 cost for the Alzheimer medicine. Do you want to pay $50,000 out of your own pocket? And don't think that Medicaid, Medicare, or any the health insurance plan gonna pay for it. Because why? If you want to get a very good medicine, those brand name drug, they're not undercover, right? So what happening is this. One thing I want to plant the seed for today is because if you actually have the chronic illness rider, if you have the long-term care rider, you can claim the benefit from the insurance and use that money to pay for the Alzheimer medicine. Imagine if you can actually pay and provide the best medication for your mother-in-law, $50,000 without using your own money. Would it be nice? It is wonderful, isn't it? So this is something that we kind of like want to plant the seed. Another thing is this, unexpected thing can always happen, right? You never know. And this is something that I want to plant the seed a little bit here, off topic. I'm from Florida. I don't know if you guys actually ever have heard about this news. This condo subside building actually collapsed overnight at 1:22 a.m. Eastern Time. It's a time that many people sleeping. You know, this building, the whole building collapsed. It was big news. Imagine if one blink eye one day you wake up and you lost a whole family and you don't have proper document. You don't have any will, trust, everything lined up. Your little minor children don't know how to handle things because they don't know where are the assets and they have to go to probate, right? How can we be confident? Oh, nothing gonna happen to me. The whole building can collapse overnight. Isn't it scary? You know, when I heard this news, my heart was so trembled. Why? Because this building is actually about 15 minutes away from my old workplace. It was 15 minutes away from my old workplace. A lot of my friends live around there. That took my heart. Seriously, like little kid, I saw one of the picture that the little kid took out from the collapsed building. And that kid lost the parents overnight. Mom and dad gone. This is something we want to urge you that, hey, we're not talking about living benefit. We're not talking about long-term care today, but we want to talk about protect American dream. And one of that is probate. You don't want your kid to go through probate. Average of the probate is actually about 1.5 to 3 years. And all the assets got freeze during that time. And the minor kids, all the assets will be under the probate court. If you never actually name the legal guardian, what's going to happen? Kids cannot go to court themselves. Going to have to find legal guardian too, right? So it's not fun. This is something that it should be in full package, how we protect American dream. Am I right? Okay. I want to show you this guy. Average age of people who buy home, about 36 years old, first time home buyer. And then people who actually buy the second home about 59 years old. Why I'm actually talking about this one? Do you think that if you actually spend about $2 to $5 a day saving, you can actually protect American dream? I want to show you this one here. This is, I actually did some homework. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you this one here, Excel file. This is an average, not the average. This is actually the cost of the life insurance, the term policy, 30 years, long, the same like mortgage, right? And also is including with the living benefits. Imagine this, less than $2 to $5 a day, you can protect your American dream. $750,000, right? Imagine that. But I tell you one thing, the logic, the older you are, the higher cost of the insurance, right? Health insurance, the same thing, correct? Even home, right? The home getting older and older and older, it costs more, right? We understand that part. And so imagine this, and male and female, male have higher risks. Any lady, any wife who actually have husband as a breadwinner, it's time for you to protect your husband because he is your golden goose. He lay golden egg, right? If you don't protect your golden goose, the problem is you're not gonna have golden egg. Steve laughing. It's true, isn't it, Steve? Right? So imagine this. If you start early, average of American buying first home is 36 years old. In between, less than $3 a day. You can protect your home for 30 years straight. Oh my God, oh la la. Isn't it wonderful? How many people think that, oh, life insurance must be expensive? And use this one as a mortgage protection. Something ever happen, bam, pay off your mortgage, right? Debt free. Would it be nice to be debt free? Oh my God, yes. Who would like to be in debt? Nobody, right? So this is a thing. I show you this number for you to see that, holy goodness, true is not that quite expensive. Not only that is, even though you cannot actually afford 30 years for the policy right now, we help you to actually grow more money too. If you want to grow more money, if you want to grow more income, and you want to have a better plan with a full long-term care, we have everything, and we are here to educate you. Last thing, I want to show you how actually the plan works in general, okay, for the life insurance. All right, let's come back to this one here. If you actually have life insurance with the living benefits, how does it work? In general, most of the term policy these days is not offering only death benefit. It offers the living benefit when you get sick, get into car accident, and you cannot take care of yourself. Okay? Every single policy will come with what is called terminal illness rider. When doctors say, oh, Mr., Mrs., I'm so sorry, you're not going to actually live more than 12 to 24 months, you can accelerate the death benefits. Okay, so that's the thing is, if you actually need that, you can accelerate and close the whole policy down. No problem at all. But how much you're going to get into your pocket depend on the companies, okay? I just give you some idea first, all right? And don't forget, we are a broker. We offer actually like almost 100 companies in the US, the A-rated. And so basically is we can actually help you find the best policy ever. And we have many, many companies that can actually offer the term policy with 10 years to 30 years with the living benefits. Okay, so this is just only an idea how the living benefit works. All right, that's terminal illness. Next thing is a chronic illness rider. Chronic is actually for when you cannot take care of yourself. There are two parts: cognitive impair, dementia, Alzheimer's, something like that. And also for the physical part, like when you cannot perform 2 out of 6 daily activities. Transferring, can you walk? Toileting, can you go to toilet yourself? Taking a bath, shower, dressing, eating, and incontinence. If something really bad, critical, and you cannot control your bowel movement anymore. If you actually cannot perform 2 out of 6, you can qualify. However, most of the term policy in this country, in the US, they are free rider, but it's not truly free. I want to be straightforward with you guys. So what's happening is when you actually want to claim the benefit, it's based on the severeness of your condition. It's based on the life expectancy you have left. And so this is why we actually have this chart to show you that if the LE is life expectancy left 20 years, you're going to get claim less. And if you actually have only less than 3 years, you're going to claim more. This is something why we actually want to talk about this, because there are so many agents out there always say, oh, you can claim 100%. They were not clear to you. And that's why we want to make we want to make sure you are clear with this. We want to make sure that, hey, if you have this certain amount of policy, how much you anticipate to get in your pocket. And also we can actually coach you to actually talk to a doctor, because a 3 year and 4 years life expectancy can make a huge difference, right? So this is why we're here to help you. And this is why you don't buy insurance from any agent. You buy from knowledgeable agent who care for you. We here for you. We are on your side. We are broker. We are not working for the insurance company. We work for you, right? Okay, next is the critical illness. This is something happen. Cancer, stroke, blindness, ALS, kidney failure, something like that. And so what happening is exactly the same condition, depend on the life expectancy. But imagine if you actually have $750,000 policy, you can actually put in your pocket about $500,000 to $600,000, depend on the condition, right? And then maybe you can actually take your loved one to actually get treatment somewhere else too, if the treatment is not available in the US. And I have to admit one thing. I have a lady who actually is in this business. Her sister also was an agent. And when she got cancer, they decided to actually claim the benefits and went to Mexico. Because in the US, sometimes the treatment not available. Do you want to have flexibility? Do you want to have choices and be able to choose what kinds of treatment you want for your loved ones, for yourself? What kinds of well-being will you have when that happened to you? I always believe do unto to others. How well the treatment I want my client, I want my friend, I want everybody to have the same. It is a peace of mind that you can never imagine, right? Like my husband, I have to say this, and I'm proud to be their wife. I have policy for my husband, and I have 2 policy, one with a full long-term care, another one, 1 million with a term policy, living benefit. But I never expect to actually have that as a death benefit. I have those policies to take good care of my husband. When do you take good care of yourself? When do you take care of your loved ones? Many of us also the sandwich generation, right? We have elder parents, we have younger kids, we have ourselves. Now it's time to think and plan. We are here to help you. Okay, so I hope my message today is give you some vision. I hope that this message today will give you some light that, hey, it's time for me to plan, not for me, also for my family, for the one we love. Live life with purpose. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Siri. Do you guys have any question? Or you want to add anything? So, yes, Greg, you want to say anything?
Oh no, I truly understand the value of what we offer and what we try to assist people, because like I said, everybody has a story to tell, and I can attest to all of this of my personal life, you know, and so it's truly important that we consider these things for our loved ones, because like I said, we may not have an opportunity to do it. Once something happens, it'll be too late. You know, a lot of people put all this stuff off and keep pushing it down the road, and eventually it's going to catch up with a lot of people. But it's something that we can get ahead of now and get the message out and get the word out and share to everyone that we want to protect, and instill in them why the protection is important. You know, it's not a matter now, look in today's world, it's not a matter of it may happen. It's sometimes a matter of when, you know, so.
Yes, yes. Jessica, you want to add anything? What's your takeaway today?
No, I think it's great information. It's definitely a good reminder to people because, yeah, like you said, Greg, that most people just kind of keep putting it off and putting it off. Like you don't need it quite yet, but it's definitely something to put out there first and foremost.
Yes, protect is better than, find solution because like for me, my mom has 14 siblings and nine of them have cancer, all different kind of cancer. So people always say that why I'm so like have to go to the gym almost every day or eat super healthy because I know that I have higher chance than anyone else. And one of my aunt just passed away last year from breast cancer. So, but good thing that her husband is a veteran, so she doesn't have to go through like financial burden. But her kids, my cousin, they still have to, go through some stuff after death that, it's something that is some way somehow going to affect people around you anyway. So I want every month to be awareness to everyone, not just October, because life can happen. And if you prepare, you're gonna have peace of mind and you're not gonna lose anything. Yeah.
I would like to add one thing because I didn't actually have a chance to share that earlier. Because like I'm in this business for about 5 years, and I help couple ladies who actually were caregivers for their husband, and it actually made me realize that how hard it is to be a caregiver, and actually it take a toll on the mentality, the mental so bad. I have to admit that. One of my lady actually she had to go to a psychiatrist because it got depression after that. Even though no matter how we want to take good care of our husband, but we cannot do 24/7. We all need a break, right? And so during the time that you need a break, who can actually cover you? And if you don't actually have money to hire somebody come and take care of your husband, if you don't have family, and sometimes they actually also have their own obligations, right? We cannot count on even though we have dear friend, but hey, everybody have their own personal lives. There's no way that we can actually ask for help. The best thing is for us is to have our own plan in place. And so when we actually have to spend money to hire some nurses come and take care of our husband or our loved ones, we never have to beg from anybody. And also is to actually protect yourself because all those ladies have the same situation. How many times, they cry with me? In the past 2 years that their husband, going through the cancer, they cry with me many times. I went through that. And that's why I have to say my heart pouring for all ladies, my heart pour for all caregivers. It's not easy. And I don't see myself in that situation. Yes.
All right. So that's our information, and I hope you guys, if you know anyone that need our help or you want to, ask something, after this, you can just text me. Jessica, we have to, grab some coffee and talk.
Yes, definitely. Let's get
Yeah,
that.
let's hang out after.
Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. And yes, please keep spreading good words because we're here to serve our middle class America to have good well-being and financial security.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good day,
you.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.